begin. Hi everybody, welcome again. My name is Stephanie. I am an empowerment coach and energy healer. And welcome to Zen Mondays. So I'm connecting through Instagram, through Facebook. I am here live every single Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's about 20 minutes, Zen Mondays. It's how to help you feel empowered for this upcoming week. So I have a different topic every Monday, and then we finish with a small, short meditation so you can really begin the week feeling empowered, feeling connected to yourself, and really feeling alive in everything that you do. So let's begin. So before we begin, I do have a huge announcement. So I am the co-founder of TEDx Bethune Street, New York City. So we have a TEDx event happening on December 9th here in New York. If you're interested in attending, we're going to have amazing speakers. You can check out my link on Instagram, right on my profile. You can get tickets. There is limiting amount of seats. We're going to do it at the Assemblage in Nomad. So get your tickets. I hope you can make it. I am super beyond excited to be doing this event. All right, so let's jump in. Today's topic is all about guilt and shame and how you can release that guilt and the shame in order to feel empowered. So as you guys know, I am a coach. I have a lot of clients, and this is something that it's been a theme for the past couple of weeks. It's something also that I think everybody can relate to. It's like we have guilt, we have shame. Sometimes it's about an event that happened, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. Sometimes it's something that happened within the past 6 months that we're not able fully to release. And even though we're not talking about it, it still is like this cross that we're carrying. So today's Zen Monday, I'm going to be talking about that guilt and that shame and how you can release it in two different scenarios. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is, and sorry if I start coughing, I have bronchitis. So if I get some cough attacks, apologize in advance. Okay, so first scenario I'm going to talk to you guys about is if there is an event or something that you did and you have a lot of shame, a lot of guilt around that. This can be a big thing, it can be a smaller thing, just anything that you haven't fully let go. I'm going to share with you guys and let you know what you can do to release that shame. And then the second one is, if you feel like everything in your life is going amazing, you're moving forward, all these great things are happening to you, but you feel a little bit of shame to tell your friends because maybe their life is not as great as yours is, and you're like, I don't know how to be friends with this person right now because I feel like they are not going through as much happiness or as many great things as I am. So that has been happening a lot lately too. So let's get started. That's basically what you're going to expect, and then we're going to get a little meditation at the end. So I took some notes as always. I want to make sure that I give you guys all the information that I wrote about earlier, and then we follow a structure. So the first thing about guilt is that the more you hold on to guilt, the more conflict, inner conflict, the more pain you're going to have in other areas of your life. So if you change your perception about guilt, sometimes even as women, we think like guilt can help us feel motivated. Not really, because once you're holding on to that guilt, I'm feeling guilty because filling the blank, that is literally like a cross, like a book bag, like a heavy jacket that you're carrying, like maybe a set of weights around your ankles that you're carrying and you're dragging in all areas of your life. So you might be thinking, it's this little thing, it happened 10 years ago. What's the big deal? That little thing in your overall energy of how you show up is going to feel very draining and very heavy. So the minute that you come to that awareness and you're like, you know what? I'm going to look at this straight into like two eyes. I'm going to release it. I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to let it go. Immediately within that same hour, within days, you're going to feel such a release in your whole entire body. You're going to feel your energy go up. So I'm giving you guys these benefits because a lot of times it can be very overwhelming or very scary to look at things that make us feel guilty. We might be undermining it, like I said earlier, like what's the big deal? Or we might say, oh my God, I feel so awful that I did this thing. I don't even want to look at it because I'm so scared. It's going to be too painful to look at it again. I'm telling you right now, let's do this together. Set the intention that you're ready to release the guilt. You're ready to forgive yourself. You're ready to forgive those that you might have hurt. And also, let's think about it. We're starting the holidays. Holidays already can be so overwhelming and there's so much stuff to do. So this is a beautiful exercise that you can do before the holidays to really, you can be present in the holidays, enjoy the people, enjoy the family, instead of carrying something else that feels really heavy. So the first way, okay, so okay, so I want you to look at releasing guilt as a way to take back your power. So unfortunately, in this society, and I want to let you guys know this so you can take it into account, a lot of marketing tactics are meant to poke at your fears, right? So things you might be reading on the magazines, on TV, shows you might be watching, poking at your fears, and they keep reminding you of things that make you feel guilty. Like, oh, I haven't invited my sister to dinner, or oh, I haven't made a home-cooked dinner. And you see a commercial of a mom making a home-cooked dinner, or this beautiful athlete waking up and eating healthy, and you find yourself eating waffles, like I did, at 8:30 at night. So, if you are okay with yourself, if there's not any guilt, you enjoy that waffle, or you maybe don't have home-cooked meals, and it's fine. But if you're carrying on guilt around that, you're gonna see a commercial, you're gonna see something that's gonna remind you of that guilt, and that's gonna knock you out. And when you get knocked out, that's when you give attitude to people, you're condescending to other people, you might treat your family members or people you love in a terrible way. So it doesn't really help in that sense either. So today, what I want to share with you is ways that you can gain your own power, take control of the power, release the damn guilt that you have going on. And that way when society tells you, oh, you can't eat waffles for dinner, you're like, oh, you're cute. I can do whatever I want as long as it feels good. There isn't any guilt around that. Are you guys with me? Are you as excited as I am? I mean, this thing clearly fires me up. Okay, so first part that I'm going to share with you is, if you are feeling guilty about something you did, I'm going to share with you guys how you can release that guilt. So maybe you sold out a friend years ago, and you were in college and you sold somebody out, and you're like, damn, I should have not done that. Or you lied to your sister because you really wanted your sister to do things your way. And then years later, you're still like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I lied to my sister about this. Or maybe you're single, you have a profile online, and you're lying about whether you want to find somebody as a partner or whether you're just looking for friends. And you feel the need to maybe manipulate a little bit your profile in order to get what you want. So this can be straight up lies, it can be manipulations, anything that you're feeling guilty about. This is what you're going to do, my friends. First thing, step number one, let me tell you, how many steps did I do? 1, 2, 3. There are 3 steps. So step number one, you want to start by having the awareness that whatever that thing that you are doing or you did in the past, you are not this like mastermind, evil, manipulator, horrible person. No. If you did these things, it's because at the time that you did them, or if you're currently doing them, it's because you think that it's serving you to some purpose. So first thing is to bring awareness and admit to yourself, I'm not a horrible person. I'm just doing the best with the tools that I currently have. So you admit that. Once you have that awareness, then we're going to get started. You are going to get a piece of paper, and this is going to sound like the most simple thing to do. I'm telling you, it works. Your journal, a piece of paper, pen, and you're going to write down. So you think of the situation at hand, something you did or something that you were doing. And you're going to write down all the things, all the shame around those things. So if it's a lie to your best friend while you were in college, or if you manipulated somebody in order for them to do what you wanted them to do, you're going to write all the shame around that situation. So you want to clean everything out. So let's say before you mop is the one with the wetness, right? Yeah. Before you mop the floor, you always sweep the floor. You always get rid of the dust and then you mop it, right? So step number one, you want to think as you are sweeping everything and removing all the dust, all the spider webs, everything that you've it's all the shame around that situation. Write it all out. These are things that you might have never told anybody because you feel so much shame. And it might be tiny, like, oh, I lied to my super so I could get a month free of rent. I mean, I don't know. It could be 1,000 things. I wish I had an example. I always had an example. I didn't think of one today. But any kind of shame around the situation, you want to write everything down. So you want to write about the incident, you want to write about the person, you want to call yourself out. Step number one, right. Step number two is you are going to continue with writing yourself a forgiveness letter, a letter of compassion. So it's like, listen, Stephanie, I forgive you for being this kind of person. I forgive you for what you did because I know you were doing it because you didn't know what else to do. I know you were doing it because you thought you were protecting somebody. I know you were doing it because you were insecure about the situation. So first you sweep it and you call your shame, your guilt. Step number two is you're going to start mopping. And the mopping means you write a letter of forgiveness. I forgive you. I love you. I know you were doing the best you can in that situation. I know you didn't know any better. You forgive yourself, right? Because that's when you're going to get in touch with your love. That's when you're going to get in touch with your heart. That's when you're not going to be fearful, like, oh my God, shame is fear. So if you're in shame, all your actions are fearful. When you're fearful, you're not really doing the things that make you happy. You're trying to constantly cover things up. So step number one, we call out our fear. We're like, listen, buddy, I know this sucks. I'm super ashamed. I'm not fearful because I was doing the best that I could based on my situation. Step number two, you connect to your love. You connect to that power within you. Remember, we are spiritual beings living a human experience, which means as soon as we connect to our love, that's our power. That's when everything flows. Otherwise, if we're in fear, that's when everything is wobbly. That's when everything goes the wrong way because we're not connecting with our true power of who we are. So step number two, a letter of forgiveness, a letter of compassion, a letter of love to yourself. Now, step number three, if you are having a hard time releasing the guilt, I don't know about anybody listening, but I grew up in a Catholic family, in a Catholic religion. But you know what? I'm sure they say Catholic has a lot of guilt. I'm sure you can say that for every religion. So anyways, meaning I grew up with a lot of guilt. So you come to the point that you have a really hard time releasing that guilt because it feels as though it's part of who you are. So step number three, it's not really a step, but I'm going to give you 3 questions. If you're having a hard time releasing that guilt, meaning that you think, man, if I let go of this guilt, I'm going to be less motivated. Or if I let go of this guilt, right, Serena? Yes, any religion, I'm sure you guys, thank you for saying that. It's so true. It can apply to anything. But if you're having a hard time releasing of that guilt, I'm going to share with you guys 3 questions. You can write them down. Remember, I post these on YouTube, so you can always rewatch them. But these are questions that you're going to ask yourself when you're having a hard time releasing the guilt. Question number 1. If you're feeling like the guilt gives you motivation. Oh my God, if I'm not guilty, I'm not going to get out of bed and do things. That's crap. If you had to do it, you would do it. So the guilt doesn't really serve you. So you ask yourself, could I achieve the same things if I was operating without guilt? Okay, so let's say you have a hard time doing things and you feel the guilt allows you to do something, then ask yourself, could I operate the same way? Could I be the same Stephanie? Could I be the same Serena without the guilt? And then write down, yes, I could because da-da-da-da. No, I couldn't because da-da-da-da. In that moment, you're going to realize that guilt is just an illusion. Guilt gives you the illusion that it allows you to do things or it allows you to feel things. It most likely paralyzes you, and it also allows you to waste a lot of times doing the things that you want to do. So that's question number 1. If you're feeling like removing the guilt is going to demotivate you, or guilt, you believe that guilt serves you. Serena, yes, so much guilt growing up about too many things. This exercise, Serena, so that was one of the things. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's going to be really helpful if you write these letters to yourself. If you're feeling a lot of guilt about things growing up, let that shit go. You're going to feel so much more energized, so much more alive and renewed. So I highly suggest start one by one. What are the guilt things growing up? And start writing them down. So question number 2, if you're having a hard time releasing guilt, ask yourself, what can I achieve if I were to operate out of love instead of out of fear? So who would Stephanie be if I was operating most of my life out of love, out of feeling good, out about feeling excited, instead of fearful? So sometimes we operate out of fear. Man, if I don't do this, I'm gonna get in trouble. If I don't cook dinner for my kids, they're gonna, I don't know, they're not gonna be nutritious and they're not gonna be the tallest kids in school. I have no idea, I don't have kids, but you know what I mean. If I don't make a home cooked meal every night, if I don't go to bed early, I'm gonna, it's exhausting. All these things we're constantly telling ourselves out of guilt. So if you're having a hard time releasing that guilt, ask yourself, you wanna shift the perception. Who would I be if I were to operate out of love instead of out of fear? Once you start writing it down, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I probably have more energy, I would be more happy, I would be kinder to those around me. Guilt just drains you. So if you are listening and you're feeling super drained in your life, look at your guilt. What are things that you feel guilty about, and do this exercise. You don't have to be drained. Drained is not a state of being. Drain is a state out of avoidance. So if you're feeling extra guilty, it's because you're avoiding looking into yourself, and most likely you are allowing fear and guilt to drive your life. Stop that. Okay, question number 3, if you are having a hard time releasing guilt, is asking yourself, what would my life look like if I was living a guilt-free life? Again, I just had a waffle for dinner. It was delicious. Peanut butter, Nutella, whipped cream, all of it. First, if I felt guilty about it, I wouldn't have eaten it because I don't want to deal with my own guilt. First of all, I'm sick. I have other stuff going on. I run a business. It's not worth it to eat a waffle for dinner if I'm going to be guilty, first of all. Second of all, if I were to live a guilt-free life, I would have more energy. I would be more playful. I would be happier. I would be joyful. So this is to ask yourself, and this question helps because it gives you a window into who would you be if you lived guilt-free. So Serena, if you're listening, if you're still on, this is perfect for you. This is a perfect question. She said earlier she has a lot of guilt about growing up. So who would Serena be if she didn't have a lot of guilt growing up? Would she be, and I don't know anything about you, so I'm just making things up. Would she have stronger relationships with her family? Would she allow people to be closer in her life? Would she make more money? Would she be healthier? Would she, I have no idea. But again, who would you be if you had a guilt-free life? Any questions, my friends? I am so pumped about this. If you don't have any questions, I want to talk to you about, let's see. Okay, I want to talk to you about the second part of this. It's also with guilt, but the second thing I want to touch upon is to say, if you're feeling guilty because you have, beautiful, Serena said, I would have a great romantic relationship, I guess. So, okay, it's good to have a little bit of doubt because you don't know for sure, but that could be something that you can start free writing and just see everything that comes up, and then you weigh the benefits. Is it worth it for me to let go of my guilt because potentially I could be this person? Or is it worthy for me to continue feeling guilty and continue having this life? Listen, if you are a happy life and you're a guilty person, this is not clearly the Zen Mondays for you. But if you are not in a happy life and you have a lot of guilt, then I can guarantee these exercises are going to give you a lot of peace of mind, and if not, bring a lot of awareness on things that you can change about your life. So the second part is to say, okay, let's say everything is going great for you. You're having a great life, great things are happening for you, and you have friends in your life that things are horrible. And you're like, I don't know how to be happy for them. I'm afraid to tell them that everything is great in my life because I'm afraid I'm going to trigger them. I don't know how to be around them. So let me share with you a couple of tips. And this could happen at any point in your life. If your life is greater or better than somebody else, and I say this because everything is relative, how can you be there for that friend if they're going through a hard time? So because sometimes also, last caveat, sometimes when you go meet these friends, you're like, oh, I don't want to meet with them. They're going to be bitching the entire time. They're going to be complaining. I don't want to be around that kind of energy. So that's fair. So how can you prepare in order to still be a friend for them, even though they're going through a rough patch? So the first thing is, before you meet them, whether you're going to dinner, getting a drink, whatever it is, you want to align yourself. Because at this moment, you are an energy of love, an energy of light, an energy of joy. So it's your responsibility as a spiritual being having this human experience to share and spread that love. Yeah, you can keep it to yourself, But really, in everything that's going on around the world, don't you want to use your own joyfulness and your own happiness in order to be able to be there for somebody else? Oh, this is so great. Serena said, it's happening right now with a close friend. Wow, I can't believe I'm listening to this. I am so happy you're here, my friend. Okay, so this is what happens. Before you meet with your friend that's going through a rough patch, you want to align your energy and say a prayer. Again, you don't have to be religious to say a prayer, but all you want to say is, you know what? I'm aligning with myself, whether you pray to God or Buddha or the universe. All right, God, all right, universe, I'm going to meet with so-and-so. I want you to come with me to this dinner. I want you to strengthen my energy. I want to align for myself. I am so thankful for all the beautiful things that are happening to me. I am so grateful that I get to spread this joy. You want to be in the flow. You want to align. You want to connect to your love before you meet them. While you're walking there, you visualize the dinner, laughing, connecting, lovingly, all connecting through love. So first you align. Then, so I'm going to have 4 steps with you guys. You say your prayer, step number 2. And then step number 3 is you are responsible for bringing the light, your light, to this dinner. A lot of times, and I hear this from a lot of my clients, is I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be, what's the word? Gloating? Is it gloating? Goading? Gloating? I think it's, whatever. I don't want to come across like whoa, what's the word? I am bragging about whatever great is going on in my life. That's fair. But if you are aligning with your love, if you're aligning with yourself, you're not going to be bragging. Because honestly, if you're going through a bad time and you're coming from love, you want to hear that there is hope. You want to hear that other people have beautiful things happening in their lives. So you're not going to come and be like, great, I have a great job, I have a great class. Like, yeah, you don't want to overdo it. But yes, you want to share your light with those who right now are going through a tough time. So when you're going to this dinner, if you're getting coffee, if you're meeting them for a drink, whatever that might be, and you know this person is going through a hard time, you align, you do your affirmations, you put in a song, you do all the things that are going to make you feel connected with who you are. And then you say a prayer. Like, I bring my angels, I bring my higher coach, I bring my inner being every time I meet with my clients, coaching, or with friends that are going through a tough time, because we're not here alone. So it's silly for us to think that we are the only ones going into this dinner or this meeting or this coffee date, whatever it is. Bring the entire army, right? Bring your angels, your higher coach, your inner being, your intuition. It's a party. I want to feel love. I want to feel light. I want to feel grateful. I want to be that vessel of love for my friend. And then when you, on your way there, you ask yourself, how can I best serve Mary? Whomever you're meeting. How can my energy best serve my friend? Because when you ask yourself that, you're taking away from your ego, who's like, oh, I'm going to sound like I'm bragging. I'm going to sound like she. No, you're saying, how can I best serve them? Maybe you best serve them by buying them the drink and inviting them. Maybe you best, and then you're going to get your intuition who's going to tell you. Maybe you best serve them by telling you the great things in your life. Maybe you serve them best by listening to them. It could be so many things. So those are the 3 steps. Now, there is a warning that comes to this technique, if you will. If you yourself are having a tough week, if you are wobbly in your energy, if you're not aligned, if you're going through a tough time and this friend is asking you to meet them, tell them you're not available that week. Because if you're coming in wobbly and they are wobbly, it's gonna be, you won't be able to serve them. They're not gonna pick up your light, your love, your energy. There's gonna be a resentment. It's gonna be too much conflict. So you wanna meet with this friend, with this person, when you are aligned, when you're in the flow, when you're in your love. Otherwise, postpone it. You can send them a little note, thinking about you, loving you, sending you hugs, whatever it might be. Let's catch up another time. I'm really busy, but I love you. So don't put yourself in a situation where you cannot be that light. Because then what happens, and then I'll end it and we'll do the meditation. Then what happens is your energy's low, their energy's low, everybody's gonna come down. So by the time you leave the dinner, by the time you leave the coffee, it's gonna be intense, dragging, tiring, exhausted energy. The world nor you needs that kind of energy right now. So have integrity with your energy. If you feel good, if you're in the flow and you want to be there for them, you do all those things. If you're like, I don't feel well, I'm not aligned, I'm working through some shit, then that's the part to be selfless for you, not selfish, and say, babe, friend, I love you. Let's watch a movie. Let's do like a remote date. We can watch a movie together. I have no idea. Don't see them because it's gonna plummet it all down. Any questions? How are you guys feeling? I am super pumped about this. Okay, I'll wait a couple of minutes, see if you have any questions. And if not, I wanna finish with a meditation so we can, start the week on a great note. How does that sound? We get some water, get comfy. Okay. Let's do it. I love you. All right, sweet friends, let's finish this Zen Mondays with a short meditation. So if you want to get comfortable, it'll be about 3 minutes at the most. Get comfortable if you're laying down, if you're sitting down. Let's take a gentle breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale all the way out. Inhale one more time through your nose. And as you gently exhale, just close your eyes. And just begin to follow the natural rhythm of your breath. Continue inhaling in and out. Begin relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, relaxing your thoughts. And really begin to feel your body feeling more calm, sinking deeper into your seat. I want you to visualize right in between your eyes, mind, between your eyebrows, this beautiful, bright, white light. Picture it right in between your eyebrows. And this beautiful light is full of love, forgiveness, compassion, joy, and all these beautiful things that ultimately are who we are. I want you to visualize this beautiful light begin to expand. It's expanding all around your head, your forehead, your eyes, traveling down your throat, your chest. And as it begins expanding, you begin to feel lighter, more loving. You begin forgiving yourself, having compassion. And you begin to feel your energy to lift up, to feel lighter and more loving. Continue visualizing that beautiful light traveling down your chest, your stomach, all the way down your legs, your feet, and just beaming down through the bottom of your feet. And then it wraps all around your external body. And just visualize this beautiful circle now wrapping all around you and expanding a foot, 5 feet, 10 feet all around your body. If you begin to feel tingles in your body, it's a beautiful sign that you have energy moving. Allow this light to gently wrap all around you, to beam all from the insides of your body. And this beautiful light is going to be this divine protection shield that you're going to carry with you for the entire week. You're surrounding your aura, you're surrounding your energy, you're cleansing your energy from the inside out. And for this week, you're gonna be aligned, in touch, connected with your light, with your compassion, with your love, with your joy. And just visualize this week, visualize yourself doing all your activities, knowing that you are surrounded, knowing that you are protected with this beautiful light, that nothing can penetrate through it. If at any point you feel disconnected, if at any point you feel angry, honor those feelings and remember this meditation right now and connect with that inner light. Visualize that beautiful shield all around you and continue being aligned and in the flow for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week. We call upon our beautiful ancestor, goddesses, angels, spiritual beings to be with us, to offer us their wisdom, their light, their laughter, their joyfulness, to know that we're never alone in this journey, to know that we can always call upon them to be with us as we walk through this life. Let's take a gentle breath. Inhale through your nose. Hold it at the top for a second and really feel that energy within you. And exhale all the way out. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and let me know. Hello, my beautiful friends. I hope that was helpful. I hope you love this as much as I did. Thank you for joining. I love having you guys here with me. Remember, I am live every Monday at at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. All of my Zen Mondays are uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch any past that you want. And if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, I send it out every Wednesday. Send me a DM or a quick little message. I will add you. You can get my newsletters. I always share something there that I don't share live in with everybody else. And you can get my newsletters and exclusive and all the amazing things. You are so welcome, Serena. I love being here with you guys. If you need me, you know where to find me. I love you. I hope you have the best week ever. And don't forget to always follow your joy. Always and in all ways. I love you, friends. I will see you around. Have a great week. Take care.